Have you ever wanted to conspire against your brother because he held more titles than you? You wish to take over the Catholics? Do you think they don't have enough orgies? Are you upset that your concubines aren't paying enough in taxes? Wish you could rip out your hair wondering why your kingdom is starting a peasant upheaval with your wife at the helm? Well, if this is the kind of life you'd love to lead, then boy, do I have the game for you. Hey there guys, my name's Giga, this is the Sacred Joystick, and as always, you're awesome. If you want to stay up to date on our latest gaming news and reviews, be sure to subscribe, and hitting that like button does help us a ton. So on to the review. Today we'll be covering a fabulous game from Paradox Development Studios, Crusader Kings 3. That's right boys, after 8 years, 15 major DLCs, and thousands of disgruntled popes later, Crusader Kings 2 finally got the just sequel it deserved. This game was announced back in October, and we here at the Sacred Joystick have had it wishlisted as soon as it hit Steam. Now let's get straight into it. With most AAA games today, graphics really do improve leaps and bounds over the game's predecessors, and Crusader Kings 3 is no different. Now that's not to say the graphics are bad in number 2 by any means, but these are just beautiful. Between the cool designs of the paper map and the intricate drawings between the countries, or the detailed character portraits, this game is just a general joy to look at. Even the loading screens are beautiful, watercolored portraits that just, they take me away, honestly. And I am not a technical wizard. I don't have all the knowledge. What you're seeing here is not what the game is going to look like at its best. I promise you, it's a joy to look at. The colors are vibrant, everything's clear and concise, and the music. Who doesn't love an old English lute jam? Now back to those concubines. If you've never played a sim game before like this, let me break it down for you real quick. At the start, you're given an overview map that kind of contains the current empires of the world, and now you can start at different times, leading to different kingdoms and rulers to be in power. You're tasked with choosing a ruler and then doing your best to not die and completely ruin history as we know it. The gameplay here is, of course, where the game truly shines. You can and will get lost for hours. Between managing your rule and your personal affairs, you barely get a moment to breathe sometimes. Although there is a pause feature that you can use to take some time making those more important decisions, the options here are truly endless. From playing as the Emperor of the Holy Roman Empire or just some random count in Bavaria, there are a tons of different ways to have fun. Maybe your end goal is converting as many people as you can to your twisted version of religion, or maybe you just want to conquer every bit of land you can get your grubby paws on. Whatever you plan on doing, you will enjoy it. As there is no real winning the game, as long as you have an heir to your dynasty, you can keep playing. Even if Baron Dipsticker dies from a case of knife in the back due to jealous lovers, you can always just keep playing as Dipsticker II. Although, because of succession laws, you might not always hold the same land as your parents did, and that's just another reason I love this game so much. The variety. No two countries really run the same. Between difference in cultures, political views, and spiritualities, it's almost a different game every time you play in a different part of the map. And that all helps lend to the difficulty setting. Yes, there are settings you can mess with to adjust the overall difficulty in the menus, but in choosing who you play as also adds another layer to this. Of course, managing a massive empire naturally comes more stress and hardships than simply being a random steward off the coast of Scotland. And this leads me to some of my few cons, the couple of negative fish in this sea of beauties, and one of those is the learning curve. I think most, if not all of it, comes from maybe grand strategy or sim games in general not being overly popular. And while this leads to less saturation in the market, which admittedly is a good thing, it also leads to a less general understanding. Almost any gamer can pick up any shooter, and you know this trigger is fire, and this is probably aim, reload, etc. But with these games, you don't get that. And that isn't anything the developers or game designers can combat, and that's just why I wanted to say it's not entirely something that can be controlled, and they do a great job. Along with the tutorial, you can get easy access to information via these little boxes that manage to actually stay clean among all the other things going on in the scene, and this is all a huge advancement from the previous game. I just think they leave a little too much to be figured out. I get you don't want to handhold the players, and trust me, in this day and age, it's refreshing. But I've heard from a few, all of whom hadn't really played these kinds of games before, that it just felt a little daunting. But once again, I don't know if that's anything the developers can do to change that, if that's just more of a social thing, or really if that's just KO being lazy. Another small gripe I'd have is the lack of, let's say, flair that combat has in the game. First of all, there is no sort of naval combat, although I wouldn't be surprised to see that added later down on the road via DLC. The general flow and feel of war leaves a little to be desired. Although that's more of a personal thing for me rather than a strike against this really amazing game. All in all, I'd have to say this is one stellar gem. I've already logged more hours than I'd like to admit, and I'm sure I'll be piling on more very soon. So, what we like to do here at the Sacred Joystick, we like to end these review videos with some in-game footage of us and the crew messing around in game. So stick around and I hope you enjoy. Wait a minute. I'm 14? Why am I running France? I don't know enough about history. This is... What happened here? Who's letting this be a thing? Someone wants an alliance? Oh. Okay. Yes, maybe that old man can tell me what to do and how to run my country. I'm not an adult, but I'm also not betrothed. No. He's right. Hey, my cousin. That'd be a good choice there. Norway? Oh, wait, you're running Denmark, right? Oh. You want to form an alliance? Send a proposal of betroth. Marry me. Let us become powerful. We'll take over this Holy Roman Empire. To the obnoxious king. Hey, what the hell, man? What? I'm not obnoxious. How dare you? You bastard. Uh-huh. Of course I'm paranoid. 14 years old and I'm running one of the largest countries in the land. This is chaos. This is ridiculous. Oh, I can declare war. Yes, let's do it. I don't know. Oh my god, I can create so many titles. This is ridiculous. But I'm poor. They didn't leave me with any money. They said, no, this poor 14-year-old can run all of France on his own. He's got it. He'll do just fine. He'll be okay. But to the abhorrent King Philip, everybody hates me. Jeez. You're not the man I thought you... Jesus. Wow. Yes, there's been a terrible misunderstanding. What are you talking about? I'm amazing. I'm chaste and gluttonous and paranoid and... Oh, that's awesome. I'm a great person. Oh my goodness, jeez. Jeez Louise. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do? Oh, I can't grant titles to women because I'm Catholic? Wow. Wow, they weren't really with the times back then, huh? I need to get on that movement. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna start giving all of my random court members titles. I'm just gonna be the nicest 14-year-old king there is. I'm gonna be so generous. Yes, yes. Take all of my land. Take all of my land. Oh, my brother and heir. Yes? What, you're 9? Wow. 5 more years and you'll be qualified to run the whole country. Look at you. Not much longer to go there, buddy. Oh, man. Yeah, there's got a lot of people in my court. Oh, you wanted to run some things? Okay. Okay. See how you're doing over there. Wow. Wow. You're doing pretty good. You're not a good person either. How dare you? Jeez. I can't murder you because I'm a child. Yes.